good day, or good morning, or good afternoon, or good night to whomever is watching this at this particular time. My name is Virgil Father. I am a farmer, an agronomist, and actually a businessman, but a businessman first. And over here, we talk about agric and how to actually join the energy of being an agrarian. Today, I just wanted to speak about what we are doing this season, and that is farming sunflowers and peppers. We are doing an exotic kind of pepper. It's a different kind of the local pacoshito, a little bit longer and yellowish. I'll show you. I wouldn't know the name to give it because it has a dicey background. It's not GMO2. Maybe you would see it when you see it. Everybody has a different name they call it, but it's a local variety, very highly demanded and very expensive. I'll show you the progress. So far you can see behind me we have some seedlings. It's coming well. We did our land clearing this week. We're just waiting to gather the grasses and then the leaves, and then the tractor would start creating the ridges that we'll be transplanting into. It's quite an eventful week it has been. Back to what we are doing, the peppers and the sunflowers. We chose to farm sunflowers and peppers as an intercropping plant because they complement each other in a positive direction. The sunflowers are more of an attraction to good insects, or should I say anti-pest for peppers. They attract the insects that would like to consume the aphids and the thrips and all those pests, especially ladybugs. They bring in ladybugs. It makes a lot of sense if we are planting them together, so that we will not have to spend much time creating a pesticide for the peppers. And also pollinators will be easier, especially now that the weather is not really so clean on what is coming. We are afraid if the winds are not in our favor, then the pollinations will be in a different direction. The sunflowers can also serve as an attraction for bees and all those kind of animals or insects that would help us pollinate the flowers. That's why we actually chose the sunflower to complement the pepper. We could have decided to farm them separately. Secondly, sunflowers and peppers don't grow at the same height. Sunflowers are a little bit above the 6 feet, 5 feet range, whilst pepper stays around the 3-4 feet range. So they balance well. Peppers have the foliage growing broad, while sunflowers have narrow leaves that are just centered around itself. It's not going to shadow the sun or take the sun away from the peppers, and the peppers are not going to really disturb the sunflowers because they go higher. So if you intercrop them, you don't really have so much problem in terms of sun. Also, one thing that we consider when we are preparing our land, I've always been talking about land preparation. One thing we consider when we are preparing our lands are the fact that we create the bed, the ridges facing the sun. So sun comes from this direction upwards, then it means that the ridges have to face the sun, so they can get equal sunlight through the trenches. That's why we consider doing this intercropping. Most importantly, our main crop for this season would have been sunflowers, but sunflowers would not really take more of our time. In fact, sunflowers don't really care about what you do to it most of the time. You just want extra, so you do extra, but sunflowers will still do it best. As far as getting the right nutrition and water, it's good. Pest, there's not so much bother in terms of pest attack. Maybe birds when they start fruiting or when they start seeding, you would have birds coming in because it's nice, it tastes nice and they like it. But apart from that time, before that, you would not really have so much problem with pests. We would not really have taken our time. And peppers also is one plant that, well, apart from the fact that you have problems with pests, you don't really need much stress. I remember we gave a piece of land to a friend of ours that wanted to start farming peppers, and at the same time he wanted to farm tomatoes in different locations. So we gave him the land for the peppers. We planted the land on the land peppers, a few peppers, and then was tired going up and down, so abandoned the peppers. About 4 or 5 months, he was not visiting the site. We went there and the peppers, they have fruited well, they look nourished, they look nice, even though the leaves look dry, they needed a little water, but they had fruits well. And that is how strong pepper is. Tomatoes would not even survive up to a month without care. Pepper is a very strong plant that would really withstand a lot of things. If you are somebody who you are even starting farming, usually we advise you to go into that direction. That's why we chose to do both, so that at least this season, the way the climate change has affected our weather conditions, we don't know what to expect. And we are in a rainy season, so we don't look at complementing the rain with irrigation, which will be a full-time thing when we enter the proper dry season. So we're just taking advantage of both. That's why we are doing sunflowers and peppers. Let's go into the economics of sunflowers and peppers. The pepper variety we are planting right now, as I mentioned, is a local variety. Very demanded in the market. Very demanded. It's very yellowish and a little bit longer. It's not up to the cayenne size, but it's a habanero. It's longer like the cayenne, but it's tougher and thicker. And it's not as long as the cayenne. So it's just in between the cayenne and the habanero, but it's a Scotch bonnet type. And I think on a regular market, in the regular market we may sell it a sack for 1,002 cedis the last time I checked. 1,002 cedis. If you are not in Ghana, that would be around 100, maybe $102, $103. It should be around that range. Let's peg it at 110 because the dollar rate keeps changing. So it's quite pricey, and an acre can give you up to 10 proper acre, not just the size of land, but 10,000 plants on an acre should be able to give you about 10 bags, regular market bag. So 10 bags should give you approximately $1,000. If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about having 1,000 cedis. 10. Do you get what I mean? That's 10,000 cedis, around $1,000 per week. Usually we advise you harvest pepper every 2 weeks, but when it is peaking, you have to go every week, sometimes even twice a week. It depends on how you are feeding your plants. I'm assuming on an average a week you should be able to get at least 10 bags of the pepper. And that is why my good friend Lenin was always talking about the habaneros giving you 30,000 a week. It is not impossible. It's very possible. If you are going about with a good premium customers or clients, that should be able to work for you. You should be able to get more than that. Sunflowers also is very good in terms of what you want to do with it. Now there are people who buy the seeds in cages, huge. Export deals are there for sunflowers. If you are in Ghana, yes, export deals are very good for you. They are now an excellent substitute or complement for animal feed because of the high protein content, plant protein. The content of it is very high. I think we have over 20 around between 80 to 20% of the protein in there with the fiber and all that. It's very good. It's a good market if you want to look at it. In both cases, we are looking at just winning here. What could go wrong? If you can get the water, you can get the nutrition, you can get everything right. You have labor that can be able to take care of all the few things that you need to do. You have mechanics that is in place to take care of a lot of things like your irrigation, your spraying, all those things. And you can be able to make, with these two crops combined, you should be able to make at least 20,000 per week. You can be able to make. And the lifespan, they are usually the same. Pepper goes for after transplanting 2 months and you start fruiting. And sunflowers is just long 3 months. Some of them we have varieties for 2 months and we have varieties for, some of them will last I think 4 months or so. And then we have the Pedrovi, and then we have, that's the Russian giant. That's usually what I go for when I'm thinking about doing forages, or I'm thinking about something huge. You understand? Because that's huge heads. The heads are very huge one, and it has so many seeds on them. And then we have the Maximilian, which is multiple heads, multiple small heads. The seeds are very tiny, but they are plenty. Those are the ones that usually you go for when you want to do snacks. You want to convert them into pallets. You want to feed your chickens. You go for those ones. We are doing both this season. We are doing the pepper this season. Once again, forgive me, my energy is down because Charlie, the government is stressing us, and then at the end of the day, we are also getting ourselves being our own enemy. You get it. Positive energy. The next time we meet, I still have to give you content. I'll give it to you anytime you need anything for me to actually show you or show something. If you want to learn anything, just let me know. I'll just go right ahead and give you a video to it. I'll show you, I'll give you illustration. But yes, with the peppers and the sunflowers and things, I'm going to fully give you accountability. I'll give you every series on the way. I want to get the whole process done. I'm documenting everything, and I'll put it in one video, and I'll show you for you to learn, so that you can also go with that route if you want to actually do the same thing. So once again, my name is Virgin Father. If you like what you just watched, you can subscribe, you can turn on the notification, and you can DM me on X. I'm mostly active on X, not Instagram, not Facebook. I am there although, but I'm really active on X. You can contact, that's formerly Twitter. You can contact me there, you can tweet at me, you can DM me. I'll always respond to you. I'll always share with you my knowledge. I would always want to, let's get interactive, Charlie. Have a good day.